Alright, so in this video we're going to learn about rectangle riddles. So rectangle riddles are clues that the students have in order to make rectangles. And we use the grid paper to include like the area, what the inside of the rectangle would look like. So the clues that they're given usually come in rows and columns. So we have rows go across and columns go down. One of the silly ways that I teach rows, in order to remember that, we think of the story or the song, row, row, row your boat. So if somebody's rowing their boat across the water, they're going across the water. They're not rowing their boat up and down. So for our first rectangle riddle, the clues that they're giving us is that we have to make a rectangle that has 3 rows, and there are 5 tiles, which are these little squares, in each of those rows. So what we're going to do first is we're going to label our rows. So the riddle said 3 rows. So we're going to label it 1, 2, 3. So my rectangle is going to have 1, 2, 3 rows. The other part of the clue says there's 5 tiles in each row. So I'm just going to color in 5 tiles in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that way when I'm done, I have made a rectangle. The second question is going to say the rectangle has 3 columns and 4 rows. So this time it's telling us how many rows and how many columns we have. The first one we had to kind of figure out how many columns we were going to make. The second one tells us straight up that there are 3 columns and 4 rows. So let's go ahead and label our columns. Our rectangle is going to have 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. We are also going to have 4 rows. So when I start coloring, I need to make sure I'm only coloring in these columns. If I have 4 rows, I'm going to go ahead and color in my first row. There's 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. I have made another rectangle that has 3 columns and 4 rows. The last one I think is the trickiest, because for the last one the clue is that this rectangle has 24 tiles and 4 rows. So they only give us the clue about rows and don't tell us again how many columns we have. So again, we're going to label our 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we've done that, we know we need 24 tiles, so we're going to go ahead and color in until we have counted up to 24. Again, if I'm only having these 4 rows, I can't color below or above it. So I'm going to make my first column, which has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So again, we have made a rectangle that has 4 rows and 24 tiles.